second book in of 2024 and I've already found a 5-star read. Hello and happy new year, friends. I hope that you're having a fantastic kickstart to your new year. Happy 2024. Today's vlog, we have a whole lot of stuff that we're doing. Actually, I do some bookbinding. That's really fun. We're going to be getting into reading 2 different books, vastly different genres or vibes. I don't remember the word I was thinking of. One of them turns out to be a 5-star. It's great, a 5-star already in the year of 2024. Bless. We'll also be decorating my setup and turning it into like a more cozy atmosphere. And a few other things that are very fun that is leaving my memory at the moment. I have like 2 brain cells knocking around up here. They can't even like fully function a sentence together most of the time. So patience please. Hello friends, happy new year. Happy 2024. It's already the 2nd and I'm like still at that point where it doesn't feel like life is real. It's a little bit of like life has been paused. I have become a Notion girly for the last like couple of months and I feel like I've gotten my Notion page down to a pretty good flow for me. So much going on in my brain all the time that everything gets lost, so I'm trying to train myself to put everything into Notion so that I can put everything, compartmentalize where everything needs to be instead of it all just jumbled up into one intertwined kind of tangle of a mess inside my brain. So I figured I would kind of take you through my Notion a little bit, set up for 2024. Progress bars that I'm really excited about because I've made it very reading oriented. So I'm just gonna kind of take you guys along with that. This is what my current Notion home looks like. The master calendar database. I've got different colors that correspond with all the different things that I have to do. So I've got separate databases for each page over here and they all go into this one big master calendar here. Over here in the navigation, I have my YouTube stuff, my TikTok, Bookstagram, and then I've got home life, so that's things surrounded like home life, nothing to do with work. And then I do have like my work in progress novel that I've been working on, and that's just got all of the links for like my campfire and my read seat and things like that. So over here on the right hand side, we'll just keep going down this side. So then I've got a couple of cute pics that just look really cute. And then I have my big 5. So this is what I do. I've got my big 5, which are like things that I really don't want to do but need to get done. And so I've got those. They're like not things that I don't want to do, but they are tasks that are a little bit more daunting and I keep putting off and putting off. So those are the big 5 that I have to do within the week. And then I've got pick 3, which are fun things that I would really like to do in order to kind of not like treat myself, but just, yeah, you know, like little fun things that will make my week better. So, and then of course I've got like my goals, my overall goals, which is to lower my phone screen time and get my body moving 3 times a week, whether that's just going for a walk or getting on the stationary bike or whatever. I just want to get my body moving because I have become a couch potato. And then of course this is just like my brain dump stuff. Over here is my currently reading. So I set it up where my books read in 2024 is here, and so as it goes along I'll track the progress of how many books that I've read over the year. I set my goal for 75, but I am not really hard on that. So these are the books that I'm currently reading. I am reading Circe, Queen of Shadows, and A Word So Fitly Spoken at the moment. If you hover over it, it shows the percentage. I took it off because for some reason my formula wasn't rounding like it should. I don't know if that's probably on me. And then I also have the TBR here, which is the Mother of Death and Dawn, Circe, Queen of Shadows, Slewfoot, and then I've left it open for a few more because I will be playing my TBR tarot game for the first time this month, and so I've got that. A few open there. Going over to the YouTube page, I've got, this is not my picture, I just pulled it off of Pinterest. So on the right hand side I've got all of these video ideas and the scripts, loose scripts of videos that I have actually sat down and planned for. For TikTok, it's the same thing. Bookstagram, same thing. I needed to add these to my TBR. But then I've got a list of fanfics that I want to read. So I've got Manacled by Sen Lin Yu. I don't know why it's got two N's. Sen Lin Yu. And then All the Young Dudes is also one. I don't know who wrote it though, so I need to figure out who wrote that. I've got like a whole list of fanfics that I want to read, and I love that I have this is like one of my favorite pictures that I've taken for Bookstagram. So there's this picture here, another picture that I've taken for Bookstagram. So I just like to have those on there. And I have my home life one where I've got kind of inspiration photos of what I want my home to look like. And then, so this is anything, I'll put doctor's appointments in here, if I've got family visiting, trips, things like that. So I've got quests of the day because I needed to make it more fun. Instead of to-do, it's quests of the day. And so I've got create morning and evening bathroom checklist, like for my routines, like skincare routines and things, getting ready and to go to bed and things like that, are just kind of things. They're like the daily tasks that I've got. I've got daily tasks this week, this month, and today specifically for the kids, because I'm trying to get my kids also on like a routine of, you know, just taking care of themselves and taking care of our home together. So because I just get, there's like I said, there's so much going on up here that I just feel so overwhelmed, and it's good to see a way that I can just check it off. So this is the really cool thing. So I have here the target number property. Let's say that I completed 15 books. So it bumps up the progress bar. I just like that it's brought more visual elements to this, because I really like having the visualness to it, the visualness. And I've seen other people do it in really cute ways where they use like emoticons. I don't know how to do that. I'm not that far into it yet. I would like to, because they have like little heart progress bars, and that's so like video game style to me that I would love to figure out how to do that. So maybe I'll try, but we'll see. So that is my Notion for 2024 so far. I really like it. I feel like there's maybe, I don't want to like overwhelm it with stuff, because I could totally go in and overwhelm the page and put tons of stuff in here, but I like that it's more simple, more clean, so it really is just very straightforward, and I don't get overwhelmed with the amount of things on the page. So I do like that. And I always keep it open on my second monitor over here on the side, so that it's just always there, and it just kind of like always as a reminder right there. Y'all, I have officially joined the bookbinding club. Can I get a round of applause? Started my first binding ever of Manacled, and I'm very excited. I just finished sewing the signatures yesterday and then glued it today, and like surprisingly the glue is already dry. And but like she's thick. The typeset that I used I think was meant for the versions where you can do it in 3 volumes. I did it as an omnibus, but that's okay, that's fine. I'm designing the covers on Canva, and I'm very excited to move on to the next step. I gotta go, my light keeps dying. It is several hours later. As you can see, it is nighttime. Sorry, my light died, then my camera died. Back, I'm ready to talk. Kids are put down to bed, so I can actually complete a thought. Hi, it's been a while. I took a little bit of a break just because I did not read any books in pretty much the month of December. Well, it's okay, no, that's a lie. I didn't finish any books in the month of December. I think I last left you off, I was reading Song of the Marked. I don't even know if I did that video. I know I filmed for it, but I don't know if I actually did it. It was Song of the Marked, Nettle and Bone. I started like 7 different books within the last 30 days and only finished 1. And that one being, finally, por fin, you guys, I did it. I finished Air of Fire. I started and finished Air of Fire, and I have been saying that I would read this since March, I think, because January I read Throne of Glass, February I read Crown of Midnight, so then March was I was supposed to be reading these once a month. Air of Fire was next, and then I just continuously was adding it onto my TBR for several months on end and never actually read it until December, and I devoured this up in like a week, which like honestly is not a very quick time. But whatever, you're in a slump, finishing a book in a week, that's kind of crazy. Especially because I still haven't even finished Cersei. As much as I am loving it, I have not progressed very far in it. But I did find that there's a free, it comes with my subscription, audio on Spotify. So I have been occasionally listening to it on there. Sitting down, reading and listening, because I've been helping, that helps keep my attention a little bit better with it. So I did do that. So without, because okay, listen, I love Air of Fire so much, and I want to talk about it, but also like I know that some people who watch these videos, like personally, I know that they have not read Air of Fire or like the Throne of Glass series yet, but they want to, so I don't want to like spoil too much. But this was really good. I definitely see where people come from whenever they dig on a certain character. Kale, Leafy Boy. I can understand why people say that they really dig on him and don't like him. I can see where that comes from in this book now, especially seeing how she interacts with another character in this series. And I love the male interest that she has been canoodling with in this book, and it was so good. Not only was, because it wasn't even romance, I would say. It's not an enemies to lovers, it's like mentor, broody, standoffish, quiet, reserved mentor to acquaintance to friends to like so good. I love it, and I can't wait to see more of them together. And I immediately had to go into Queen of Shadows. So I started Queen of Shadows on the 31st, and I am about 107 pages in. It's been so long where I have read a book where like I didn't want to put it down, and I kind of felt like I was getting that way a little bit with Air of Fire. So I'm really hoping that Queen of Shadows can really do that for me too. Maybe amplify it even a little bit more. Because I think people say that Air of Fire is where stuff starts to pick up, but Queen of Shadows is where shit starts to go down, and like it really develops into the series and is like the iconic Throne of Glass. So I'm so eager to get into this. I'll explain that sound in a minute. So eager to get into this, and also just very anticipating the revenge in this book. So good. So good. I have a hella number of books that I need to read off of my physical TBR here on my shelves. So I gotta do that. And I also have some returns for the library that I need to get on to read in. This is The Master and Margarita. And I believe it is a literary fiction. It is also translated from Russian. The Master and Margarita is recognized as one of the essential classics of modern Russian literature. The novel's vision of Soviet life in the 1930s is so ferociously accurate that it could not be published during its author's lifetime and appeared only in a censored edition in the 1960s. And it says, one hot spring, the devil arrives in Moscow, accompanied by a retinue that includes a beautiful naked witch and an immense talking black cat with a fondness for chess and vodka. The visitors quickly wreak havoc in a city that refuses to believe in either God or Satan, but they also bring peace to two unhappy Muscovites. One is the master, a writer pilloried for daring to write a novel about Christ and Pontius Pilate. The other is Margarita, who loves the master so deeply that she is willing to literally go to hell for him. I mean, that sounds spectacular, and it sounds like everything that's up my alley. I don't know. Anyways, it sounds really good, and I want to read more classics, so this will be my classics for the month. The way I got this recommendation is actually from Tim Downey recommended this book over on TikTok, and if you don't know, that is the voice actor for Sergei of Waterdeep. So and there's a couple of books that I picked up that he recommended that he just said were like must reads. So as somebody who was trying to get into the classic literature a little bit more, I thought that was a good pickup. And then I have Save a Cat Writes a Novel. This is the ones I was talking about that's like the author craft. I also have The Emotional Craft of Fiction and The Emotion Thesaurus, which these are kind of just like reference books. I am trying to develop the craft and all. I think it's important to read those. And then the other thing that I have, which I actually found out was on Kindle Unlimited, which was very shocking, is Slewfoot. And I have been wanting to read this. I checked this out a long time ago. But weirdly enough, like my library for some reason says that I don't have to return this until April. Same thing with Save a Cat. I don't know, but this looks really good. It says, an ancient spirit awakens in a dark wood. The wild folk called him father, slayer, protector. The colonists call him Slewfoot, demon, devil. To Abatha, a recently widowed outcast, alone and vulnerable in her pious village, he is the only one she can turn to for help. Together they ignite a battle between pagan and Puritan, one that threatens to destroy the entire village, leaving nothing but ashes and bloodshed in its wake. If it is a devil you seek, then it is a devil you shall have. It's a terrifyingly tale of bewitchery, featuring more than 24 of Brahms' haunting paintings, fully immersing the readers. So you'll see they have like really cool illustrations in here. I think this is a book that I would really like to have as a physical myself. Very cool, very pretty. So pretty eager to get into this. I've been in a slump for the last, like all of December in a slump. Nothing was ringing my bell. Like with the start and freshness of the new year, I'm really starting to get back in the groove and wanting to read and things. Let me introduce you to our new family member. Come here. Ooh, you're feeling feisty, huh? Come here. This is Kitten. Say hello to Kitten. He is the newest member in our family. We adopted him. He's gone through a lot of households. And he's finally made it to ours. And he's gonna stay here. He's just a little purr boat. Just let me be quiet so you can hear him for a minute. Do you hear that? He's just a big old lover boy to people. Big old lover boy to people. He's not mean. He's not mean to Mickey. because we do have another cat. He's not mean to her. She's very, there's a reason that we call her the demon kitty. So she's not particularly nice. She's not particularly welcoming or friendly. She's doing a lot better. Sorry, the cat hair just flying everywhere. She's doing a lot better than I thought that she would, but she is still very, like if she's caught off guard, she will hiss. If he comes too close to her, she will hiss, but she doesn't actually do anything about it. And I did try and do the slow introduction way where he was locked up in the office for like a week. Obviously, like, I come in here and hang out and stuff, and we were socializing with him, and so he wasn't alone all the time, but you know, I had them separated for a week, and then I finally let him out, and he's done really well adjusting. We also have a dog, Violet, and she is still a little bit like unsure of him. She's not as used to having him around, so she gets really excited. Yeah, Mickey, she's doing well. She just doesn't want him anywhere near her, and he's thinks he's sly, but he likes to antagonize her a little bit and will just sit there in front of her on purpose, knowing that it pisses her off. So it's definitely interesting seeing the two of them interact, because sometimes they'll be totally fine, and then other times she just wants absolutely nothing to do with him. So we'll see how they warm up with each other. He's just a big old cuddly lover boy who just wants to cuddle all the time. That's been a big change around here. We've had him for 3 weeks now, I would say. I got a bunch of new stickers for Christmas, and so maybe tomorrow we can decorate this. I want to make a TikTok out of it and decorate the books, and then we can kind of go over like some of my like anticipated 2024 reads. I'm gonna say sweet dreams, but you're gonna see me in literally like 30 seconds. So I'm gonna say good night for the night, and I will see you in the morning. Good morning, friends. So we're gonna decorate my Kindle. It's been a minute. This is the original stickers that I put on it when I first got this case, just because I haven't had any stickers to put on it. However, I got some stickers for Christmas. They're all book themed, so I'm so eager to change this out finally. Let's just get into it. So I have my Kindle Paperwhite here, and I love this thing. I customized it to where it has like my own cover on here, which love, adore. I made this on Canva. I have this case, the clear one, and I also have one of the cases where it's kind of like a book where you can close it and it has the lid, but I like having all these cool stickers. So this is an Ice Planet Barbarian one that I got with one of my IPB books. Then there's this little potion sticker. I don't remember where I got that. And then this one I ordered off of Etsy. It says Daddy's Girl, and it's got Pedro Pascal. And then this is one of my favorite ones. It's Smart Reader with Matchbox. I think I want to keep that one on. Filthy Shelf Society. We got this guy. It's cute. I really like them. Stickers here that are a little bit more book oriented. But I've picked out some of my favorites here, and so we're just gonna look at some of them because they're so good. These are kind of some of the options that we've got going on. I really love, so this one is gonna be staying. I love this one. I love them all, honestly. But for the ones for now, I think I'm gonna do just one more chapter. Emotional Support Kindle. This Fox one, because my daughter gave it to me to put it on my Kindle. Representation Matters, the House of Wind Book Club, Enemies to Lovers, for show, for show. This little bunny, because my other daughter gave me a sticker to put on. And then Enemies to Lovers. I kind of want to maybe put this over here to balance out the colors. I'm very much so about balance. And then we've got just one more chapter. And the Emotional Support Kindle, the Smart Reader there. Of course, I need to have the Representation Matters, but let's do maybe the bunny here. Representation Matters here. House of Wind. And I've got iced coffee one. I don't want to cover up the bunny. I'm fine with covering up the bottom of the coffee. This looks good, I think. I'm happy with this. I like that it's very covered. Let's see if we can fit this on. Did it work? We have our decorated Kindle. I love it so much. These are so good, and I like the representation matters ones for sure. The different tropes on the book. Coffee, like me and coffee were like this. I love adding all these stickers onto the back of the Kindle. I love seeing other people add stickers onto the back of their Kindles. I think it gives you a really good insight as to a person's personality, and you can just give it so much flair. One of my mutuals over on TikTok, Jenny, she has like the Kindle case where it has the flap that goes over the front cover, except it looks like a composition notebook, which is so cool because then she puts all of the stickers all over the composition notebook and it looks like a real notebook with the stickers on it. It is so cool and it's genius. I absolutely love that. I didn't read anything last night, so I don't have any updates. I got caught in the doom scroll. TikTok is just so enticing. And then I go from TikTok into like shopping apps. Late night shopping is a bad habit. And then like Pinterest. I need some B-roll. You know what it is? You know what the problem is? I haven't had coffee in like 4 days, man, because I've been out of Nespresso pods. I cannot cannot function. Have I drank anything today? No. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and I have not drank. Maybe that's why I have a headache. Have I really not drank any? I don't drink anything today. That's not good. And then come up with a list of things that I need to do. There's some videos that I want to film, but I have to have, like, I don't want to be interrupted by children whenever I make that video. So, because it's not like a vlog, it's like more of like main channel style kind of video. I'll probably do that after Martine gets home. Maybe I'm gonna clean my house, I guess, and maybe put on an audiobook. Maybe we'll listen to The Hobbit. Okay, this is what I'm gonna listen to. I've been wanting to listen to this. I've heard everybody rave about it. What I'm gonna listen to while I'm cleaning, Alone with You in the Ether, Olivia Blake. I've heard so many good things. Nothing but good things. I've never read Olivia Blake before, and this was a big one that I really, really wanted to listen to. Kristen and Maddie have talked about it endlessly over on their channel, so, or their page, whatever you want to call it. So that's what I'm gonna listen to. Okay. Finished cleaning the living room, but I'm taking a breaking point because I've been cleaning for the last 2.5 hours and my head is pounding from not drinking any water or anything. So drinking some water, taking a little bit of a break. My headphones were pushing a little too tight on my ears, so now I'm just, thank you buddy. I got about 2.5 hours into Alone with You in the Ether, and so okay, at first I was very confused as to what was happening because it talks a lot about like narrator and different people talking about the two main characters. So I was a little bit confused because there was so many different voices and I'm like, wait, who is that? Who is this? I think it would have been a lot more helpful had I had the physical copy in my hand in order to see the kind of flow that it's going with. But now that I'm in and I know what's going on and there's more dialogue between our characters, I'm starting to like it more. I love time travel, so I should have like assumed that this was going to be about time travel. I don't know if our main character is a time traveler. I'm a little bit confused on that. I think he might be, but we'll figure that out later in the story. So far, what is Regan and Aldo are the two main characters' names. Gotta say those out loud or else I will forget it. I took down the Christmas tree and I got this spur of the moment decision to rearrange my living room, which like not a ton, just to like switch the couch where I have my two rocking chairs. I don't know how I like it. I'll show it to you guys in a little bit. My kids are out there and so I'll show it to you after they've gone to bed. And I also decorated my fireplace really cute. I'll insert a clip here. I put some books in there and some little flickering candles. Like I have extras of these ones. No, I'm just gonna go like fester and be a zombie for like the next 30 minutes or so. I'm pretty sure my coffee just got here. I'm not addicted or anything, right? So I just finished filming cleaning out my TBR on Goodreads. But yeah, so I'm gonna try and edit this video so I can have some content up soon. And then I'm gonna delete all of this stuff off of my TBR. And then we'll see what number I come up with. Finished Alone with You in the Ether by Alla B. Blake yesterday, I believe, and I'm gonna be real honest, it was kind of a miss. I had really high hopes for Alone with You in the Ether. Like, I understand that every book is not gonna be for every reader, which is totally fine. So it's not that it was bad, definitely not bad. I'm very much like on the newer side to literary fiction. And so I think I just have to kind of train my brain to not expect like a lot to happen, because literary fiction it's character oriented rather than plot oriented. I just found it kind of boring. However, I really did enjoy the fact of whenever Reagan and Aldo, whenever we get their POVs, how they describe one another is just so beautiful. I did enjoy that very much, because they didn't describe each other physically in a way that like, oh, I love them because they look like this or whatnot. They noticed the little nuances, the little quirks, little things that a lot of people wouldn't really notice. So there were some parts that I thought was very beautiful, and it seemed very, like, the characters, I think, were rubbing me a little bit the wrong way. They were giving very much pick me. I'm not like the other girls, and I'm smarter than everybody else, which I didn't like that. I listened to it on audiobook, which I'm glad I did, because I don't think I would have gotten through it if it had been a physical. Not a time traveler, by the way. I thought that there might have been like a little bit of like a fantastical element to it, where Aldo was like a time traveler. He's not. He just likes to learn about time travel. I don't know. I wish I would have loved that book more, but that's okay. And it's alright. That's what I'm trying to do in 2024, is hone in on my tastes and figure out what I do and don't like, so that I can have more, figure out what reads are more solid. So that was yesterday. And then last night I decided to finally pick up Slewfoot. I got the physical from the public library. So far I'm really enjoying it. Sorry, the kids came in from outside, so I had to move into the office. We're following Abatha. She's a recently widowed woman, and she has taken over the land in her husband's name. Her brother-in-law and some other higher ups around the village are trying to take her farm away from her. Meanwhile, there is a creature that has been brought back to life in the woods, and so they've brought him back in order to take care of the villagers once again. Abatha, she's doing what she has to do, but she is struggling, and she fears that she is not going to be able to complete the harvest and be able to tend to the crops and everything, because if she doesn't, she is going to become an indentured slave to her brother-in-law in a very Puritan time where they are very much so witch phobic, very heavily religious, and what God says goes. There's like literally one point where they're in the church, and if you are caught dozing off or not paying attention to these hours of sermons, you get prodded in the back of the head with a stick. They say that they'll send you to stocks, which is they basically beat and humiliate you in front of the entire village, and the village kind of partakes in that. And it's just like, she's a very outspoken woman, very much so defiant against that. And there's also the history of her mother before her and her mother before her practicing in the occult and everything, and it's just very interesting, very dark. It's not incredibly gruesome, which I like, because I don't like a lot of gore. There is some parts where, you know, obviously the creature is a hunter, he's a slayer, he has already offed a few villagers, but it's not done in like a really horrific, gruesome way where it's just like makes me so nauseatingly. It's just got like the perfect balance of dark mystery. Part that I've gotten to is the father creature is coming forward to Abatha, and he has lost all sense of memory. He has no idea who he is or why he's doing what he's doing, and so he is coming to her for her help, and she's basically like, what do you want from me? There's nothing I can do for you. That's where I'm at with this. About 40% in. I'm really enjoying it. This could very well be a 5-star read for me, so I'm really hoping this could be a really good one. Everybody's asleep, and I just finished mopping the living room and the kitchen, and I've been listening to Slewfoot. I've been listening to, I can't speak. I've been listening to Slewfoot, all day. For like 10 hours. I've just been listening to it while I was cleaning and stuff all around the house, off and on all day, and it's been like a really great companion book to my cleaning. I've been enjoying it so much. Like, it's crazy. This is only 300 pages, but I feel like it's like 14 hours long. But like, so much has been happening in the story. So in like a typical story or movie, there's like a whole arc process of, oh, something bad happens, oh, you meet this person, oh, and then it's gonna come to an end. You feel like everything is resolved. Think that everything's gonna be hunky-dory, and then boom, it's not. There's another way to like explain that with more fancy man words, but I don't have them at the moment. Between Samson and Abatha, the way that he just like will give her anything she wants. It's like the type of like, he'll burn the world for her, the kind of vibes that I'm getting from him, and he doesn't care if it makes him evil to do something to like protect her, and that is just so freaking sweet. And so he's like on this journey of finding himself and trying to remember his past and everything. And I love seeing Abatha being an absolute fucking rock star, and time again just like coming out on top of everybody that's trying to underhand her and do her dirty. Like, knowing that like shit like this has happened in the past, and people getting deemed witches over the slightest tiny little things, and being burned at the stake and tortured and horrible things done to you. It's crazy. It's turned into a whole witch trial, and so now we're seeing like how ignorant and how pious and how just assumptive, and I'm really loving it. It really is. So it's like a very, it's cool because it's like horror, but it's like also in a way very real. it is very magical, and but it also is real in so many ways. The fact like this actually used to happen, all because a woman stood up to a man like once. This whole vendetta of trying to take her down and being a witch, which I have a total of 3 hours and 3 minutes left on this book. Well, I don't plan on staying up until like 2 a.m. so I'll finish it tomorrow, but I'm gonna listen to a bit more still. I have no idea where the story is going to go, because we're in a full-blown witch trial right now. It could go so many ways, and I think I'm enjoying it so much because it's keeping me on my toes, and I don't know, I can't predict what's gonna happen. That's a lot of books recently that I've been reading. I can just completely like, this is how it's gonna end, this is what's gonna happen, and boom bam bing. That's how it is, because a lot of people are following a very similar structure to each other, and this is just like totally different than anything that I've read. Just cool. I'm really enjoying this. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a 5-star because it's cool. It's wild. I'm having such a great time. This freaking book was so good. I cannot believe that second book in of 2024, and I've already found a 5-star read. Whenever I say that I'm looking for an atmospheric read, this is what I'm talking about. It's just so lush and dark and captivating, and just the descriptive telling, the way of Brahms' writing is so just intricately woven and so beautiful. It is so delicious. I love it. I feel that now I can kind of give like the full rundown of what this book is about. I will say, before I forget, the audiobook paired with this, like, you have to. The narrator, I'm not entirely sure the name of the narrator. I'll have to find out. She does a fantastic job of voicing everybody in this book, because we get multiple POVs, and so she voices creatures, village men, and then also Abatha and some of the village women, and just the way that she is able to step into their shoes and really bring those characters to life is just incredible the way of how she speaks, and she just puts all the pauses in the right place. Because sometimes, like, whenever I am listening to an audiobook, the narrators, they can seem very stiff and they don't really put pauses where I think that pauses would go, or they don't speak words or sentences, they don't use the correct tonage of how I think that it's actually being read, and she's done that perfectly. There is not a single instance where I was like, oh, that kind of sounds weird. No, she did this so beautifully. It's a totally immersive experience, and I recommend doing it that way. It is set in the Puritan times of like the witch trial days. It is a lush and delicious dark tale that follows Abatha. She is a recently widowed and cunning woman determined to save her farm from the clutches of her greedy brother-in-law. We see Abatha befriending a creature in the woods after her village has kind of turned on her. She is battling the strict Puritan laws while also trying to embrace her more pagan roots. It's rich, it's captivating. The story, it ebbs and weaves through several perspectives, truly allowing us to see through the minds of many folk and creatures and kind of seeing their reasoning of thinking and their actions. It is a story of independence and the demonization of women as a form of control. And we also see those who claim to follow in God's light are some of the most vile, ungodly of all, as the religion escalates and it really turns into a mob mentality around the village. It really just shows how much religion and the patriarchy obsess with controlling women. And the folklore of the wood creatures is one that I've not really ever seen before, and it was so new, and it just has me craving more stories like this, more atmospheric reads like this. So just scrumdiddlyumptious. I think that it being like right now, especially, I could see this being a really good October read, but I feel like it was really good for January because, I mean, you look outside and you see the dead leaves all over the ground. You feel that winter, cold, brown, dark kind of times. And so I feel like January was like any time in between October to January. This is like a perfect read for that, before we move on into embracing the springtime that is going to be coming. It's the perfect time. Just great. I don't really have anything bad to say about this at all. It had so many twists and turns and the ending was so perfect. I highly recommend this read. I think that's where I'm gonna leave this vlog off. And we're gonna start a new week. It's Monday, so I have to start a new week, and I want to get this edited and done, and I already know this vlog is gonna be so long. Is that right? Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this vlog and that you have a beautiful day. Okay, yeah, well, I'll talk to you later. I'll see you in the next one.